Hey folks, my name is Bob Dostie. I'm one of McCain's elite field staff representatives. Today I'm going to go over a few rods with you. First I want to go over rod construction though. You may be wondering, why do I want to pick McCain rods? What do I look for in a premium rod? So I'll go over some of the high points of the McCain. First of all, the blank. This blank is made specifically for McCain. A lot of companies out there use generic blanks. So a lot of those rods feel the same. This rod is made for McCain. It's made in the USA. It's very lightweight, very sensitive, but also very durable. I've used this rod and actually the two other rods I'm going to go over with you. I've used them for 2 full seasons, 800 plus hours on the water. I've never had any problem, not a broken rod, rod guide, nothing. So that's the rod guide of the rod blank. Like I said, high quality, lightweight. The rod guides are Kiggin rod guides with zirconium inserts, stainless steel hardware. You don't have to worry about any line you use. It will not cut into these inserts. They won't corrode. Like I said, in 2 years I've had 0 problems with these. So high quality blanks, high quality rod guides, Fuji reel seats. That's pretty much the gold standard for reel seats in the industry. And cork, premium cork handles. I prefer cork. All McCain's rods currently have cork, but generally you're going to find that on the higher end rods. Generally you don't find the cork on the lower end rods. And one more thing is all of McCain's blanks are one-piece carbon blanks, so you get good bend in the rod and good sensitivity. And like I said, they are very lightweight. All 3 rods I'm going to show you are paired with the Shimano Nasky reel. It's a very lightweight, sensitive, strong setup. You don't get tired, I'm throwing baits on these all day long. If you use some of the cheaper rods, you will notice a difference if you fish all day. So that's the basic information on the rods. And so this particular rod is a tube bait special. It's a 6'6" rod. It's a medium weight. Most people understand, weight ultralight to heavy, but it's a fast action rod. And some people don't know what action is. Essentially, the rods have nowadays have 2 stages in them. You have your main, weight, your medium action, which is majority of the rod, and then you'll have a softer tip. At the point where the 2 transition into each other is essentially your action or your speed. So the further up the rod that transition is, the faster the action of the rod. So you get to the backbone of the rod faster when you flex it. So if you're trolling, a lot of the guys like a slow action rod. They like a lot of bend in it, absorbs a lot of the shock from the fish hitting a moving bait and being pulled behind the boat. Most of your bass rods will be a fast or a moderate action. This one is a fast action rod, and even though it's a tube bait special, I actually don't use this one for tubes very often. I'll use this to throw spinner baits, blade baits, and these swim baits. I'll tend to throw with this. The heavier baits I can throw a little further. I don't need a real long rod for those. And actually these fit really well in the bottom section of my rod locker, so that's something to consider when you're buying rods and buying multiple rods, is how they're going to fit in your boat. So that's the first rod I'm going to go over, tube bait special. The next one I'm going to go over, this one is the Wacky Plastics, and as the name calls out, it's generally used for plastics, for me at least. This is a 7-foot medium weight, but it's a moderate action rod. So that transition of the bend in the rod is further down the rod, so that gives more flexibility to the tip. So when you're doing Wacky Plastics or soft plastic jerk baits, the jerk bait, you can make it twitch and stay in place more versus dragging it through the water. So you can put it in the fish's face longer. So soft plastics like that, lightweight stuff, I'll use this particular rod for that. Same setup, like I said, same construction, the Shimano Nasky reel. So overall, a great setup there. The last one I'm going to go over with, this is the popping spin. So this is a 7-foot, like the Wacky Plastics, medium weight, but this is a fast action rod. So that transition is closer to the tip. I'll use this actually throwing tubes. If I want to snap a tube a little bit more, I'll use it for top water, poppers, lightweight one. It's got a lightweight lures. It's got a longer rod, allows me to cast those lightweight lures further. I throw jigs on it, things like that. So that's what I use these rods for. So that's just a quick summary of those 3 rods and what I use them for. I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, whether this is on YouTube or Facebook. Be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.